So last question. Um, can you give our students any suggestions of authors or books or journals or blogs or any other sort of media that would be good sources for them to further develop their understanding of some of these concepts that they would
Uh-huh.
learn in
Yeah,
KVL?
so the first, just generally, uh, any textbook that has the critical thinking word in the title will probably be written by philosophers
Mm-hmm.
or people who emphasize, or focus on reasoning skills and
Mm-hmm.
so on and so on. So that would be my first suggestion. But I mean, I can be much more specific and talk about authors that we use in
Mm-hmm.
sophomore inquiry or instructors use, and those include Daniel Kahneman, Thinking Fast and Slow,
Mm-hmm.
talks about heuristics and whatnot. Thomas Gilovich, How We Know What Isn't So.
Mm.
Topics of irrationality, Dan Airly, Predictably Irrational
Mm.
is the title. And then if you want more technical stuff, there's all kinds of textbook level, but qualitative and conceptual to uncertainty, risk, and probability. And Ian Hacking is a great author. He has a book called Introduction to Probability and Inductive Logic.
Mm.
And then when we talk about policy specifically, some of the instructors recommend Nancy Cartwright, A Theory of Evidence for Evidence-Based Policy.
Mm.
And she's a London School of Economics
Mm-hmm.
professor. Then there's a lot of books, introductory books that are just in moral philosophy, in ethics,
Mm-hmm.
and once again, the general answer would be where to go if you have a textbook on introduction to ethics
Mm-hmm.
or moral reasoning or
Mm-hmm.
value theory. Those would be good sources for different theoretical approaches to moral philosophy, and there are different ones.
Mm-hmm.
And you can see them being debated virtually, at least virtually at every big issue,
Mm-hmm.
big moral issue, whether it's euthanasia, abortion, environmental ethics. You always
Mm-hmm.
have the utilitarian or the duty-based, right,
Mm-hmm.
what we call deontological perspectives, and other ones too, virtue ethics
Mm-hmm.
and power-related approaches, and so on.
Mm-hmm.
So that would be again a generic answer, but there's specific items that some of our instructors use, such as Steven Pinker's The Better Angels of Our Nature,
Mm.
Michael Shermer's The Moral Arc, but there's many entries in moral philosophy, and a recommendable blog is Daniel Little's blog, which is understandingsociety.blogspot.com.
Okay.
So Daniel Little
Okay.
is one that one of our instructors at least uses.
Okay.
So those would be some
Great.
possible sources.
Great. What do you think about popular sources? Like, have you ever listened to Philosophy Talk on NPR?
Yeah, they're usually thematic,
Mm-hmm.
right? So it can be hit and miss.
Yeah, depending on what the topic is.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So those can be very good, but then again, most of the time they get into the lack of a better word, less applied topics,
Mm-hmm.
right? What philosophers often call metaphysics.
Uh-huh.
The nature of mind or consciousness, or
That's
the nature
true.
of space and time, and those
Mhm.
kinds of things that are esoteric, and that they try to make them more accessible.
Mm-hmm.
But those kinds of courses are most of them are, or let me put it this way, sorry for the stutter. Those inform, in some sense, the cluster
Mhm.
also, but the cluster tries to be more portable, user-friendly, and applied.
Right, applied to real life.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Those kinds of practices that are important, social practices.
Yeah.
I mean, and also, naturally, when we talk about the values, our own lives.
Mm-hmm.
So that's maybe a question that I forgot, or a theme that I forgot in the earliest. The first question is just about living a meaningful life at an individual level, which is something that moral philosophy always discusses.
Right, and it's certainly part of what we think about in this course. Doing social service is that part of living a meaningful life.
Yeah. It would be awesome if the professional and the personal could coincide.
Yes, that's what I'm striving for in my own life. Yeah. Well, thanks, Tom.
Oh, yeah, thank you.
Really appreciate it.
Thank you.